Hey guys, Matt here, and in this video, me and my buddy Jonathan, that you probably have seen in a few other videos of mine, are going to go head to head using only the discs that we got in Players Packs this year. We both play primarily MA1, occasional MPO, but mainly if it's sanctioned, we play MA1, so we get a lot of Players Pack discs. We play a similar amount of tournaments, both in like the 15, 18 range, and I'll just run down what I'm throwing in this video, and I'll let him do the same. So I have Alpha Disc Snoopy, Prodigy P Model S, Prodigy A5. There's a whole lot of Prodigy. This is a PX3, Westside Megasoft Harp. Looking forward to throwing that one, should be fun. Got a Prodigy A2, fun green shadow color. Prodigy Archive, Fission Hex, Prodigy Glow Shadow Fax. That one's a little stable. I haven't thrown all these, but I have thrown that one. It's pretty good. Prodigy H7. I don't anticipate throwing that unless I want to throw a roller. Prodigy Feedback, Kevin Jones Fairway. TSA Omen, which I think I might throw a good bit since it's a lot like the flares that I normally throw. The Moomin Stamp Gould, it's the glow one, throws pretty nice. Throw it a little bit earlier this year in a video. We got a lightweight Spectrum D1, a Discraft Venom, and to round it out, the Gold Horizon D3 Cloudbreaker. So should be a pretty decent bag to start with. We'll see what Jonathan's going to be throwing.
A little recap of what I had in my bag today: a 300 A5, a P Model S, a 500 Spectrum PX3, a Reptilian Disc Golf Gila, a Streamline Runway, a 500 Plastic A5, a Shadowfax and 400 Glow, a Servo, a Tempo, a Chameleon from Reptilian Disc Golf, an H7, a Komodo from Reptilian Disc Golf, a Metal Flake Orc, a Halo Wraith, and a D1.
Okay, so we're out at Etowah. We flip for it. Jonathan's going first, and he's going to hit an early tree with that PX3. I'm going to try the A2 on a forehand, keeping it low, and it's actually a great flight, but it knocks that tree on the left side. Stays relatively competitive. Jonathan going Gila, and I think he thought that one was going to flip, but it's a pretty stable one, and he hasn't thrown it a whole lot, so he's back in the rough on the right side. Goes, I believe that's a theory, out from the woods, and he's pretty much under the pin. I'm trying to split those trees over there and don't give it quite enough width, so I've got about a 40-foot putt. Trying the Snoopy here and hit that rim there, so unfortunately we're both taking bogeys on hole one. Hole two, about 215 feet. I think that's an A5 Jonathan's going to there. Great flight, but again, he hits that leaning tree in the center. I'm trying the Megasoft Harp, and similar shot, but I get through there and end up a little bit long, but it's in the circle. Relatively happy with that shot. Jonathan pitching up. I think that's with his other A5. I've got a long putt from the creek here, but able to throw it in, so I go up by one shot here as I bust it trying to get over the creek. And Jonathan taps in for his three. Hole three, I'm not really trusting this Venom, so I'm just kind of throwing it 70%, keeping it in the middle of the fairway. Fine with that shot. Jonathan throws the Chameleon, and he throws it so good. Crushes it right down the center.
Hooked up a little for you.
And gets himself in a good spot to maybe attack the green. I go Omen up, and it's actually not great. I didn't give it enough height to do that kind of flex. And I think he threw PX3 there, and it fades out a little bit early on him. So I'm trying to get a pitch up here with my PX3 and in the circle, but not exactly as close as I was hoping. Jonathan for the birdie look, and he hits band, but he'll have a tap in for par. Here's my putt for par to maintain the lead for now. Snoopy's pretty nice. It's a pretty straight putter. We're actually skipping over to hole 19 now. I hit an early tree over here. We had to get around a slow group, so we're playing slightly out of order. And Jonathan pumps this one. I think that was the orc that he throws here. And I've got some work to do. So I'm going with a harp on the upshot. And just a nice little forehand up under the basket. It's not quite as close as it looks there, but that's a fine up. And miss my par putt, unfortunately. So Jonathan gets a 3. I take a 4. We're all tied up. Hole 20. He puts his inside the ring on the left side. I'm going with the harp. His was the P Model S that he threw. So he's at the edge of the circle here. And with a PA3, I think he makes that all day, but he just misses. And I make my birdie putt, so get back in front by 1. The cave hole, trying the A2 again. It sticks up there on the stairs on the left side. Not exactly what I wanted. He's going P Model S. And this one is surprisingly stable. Again, second shot in a row, it stabled up on him a little bit more than he thought. But Jonathan is putting with it from about 50 feet here on those stairs. And this putt is just sick to death, getting that birdie. So I've got to answer in kind with about a 25, 27 footer. Over to hole 5, I'm going feedback. It makes it up there. Pretty good shot, really. Gets right up there where I've got to look for a putt. And Jonathan threads the needle, but he hits that last tree he needed to beat on the left side. So going up shot, it looks like the A5 he's got in his hand there. And he puts it right where it needs to go. I have to split these trees to make the putt, and I do, but just barely miss the putt. So we both take 3s on that one. Going with the Omen on hole 6. Nice low skipper, but it knocks that tree and pushes it back. Otherwise, it would have been pretty much perfect. He's going with his Halo Wraith, and just a little bit early on that one, so he's cut off on the right side.
He won't do it.
Not exactly where he wants to be, but he's trying to split these trees and just doesn't quite do it. So this is his putt for par, and he'll take a bogey on that one. And I make the critical mistake of thinking that Snoopy needs more anhyzer than it does, so I've got this deep par putt as Jonathan taps in his, and I just airball the crap out of it. So we both take bogeys on this one. Score stays the same, but not exactly what we were looking for. I'm trying the hex here, and I throw it way too high, but stays in the middle of the fairway. Not a very good throw, but salvageable. Jonathan throwing his 300 plastic A5 about as hard as he can. That's pretty much as good as you can do right there. Throwing my upshot. Just missed the throw in there from about 100 feet. That would have been pretty cool. Jonathan going for the deep putt. Bangs it in, no problem. We're all tied up again. Hole 8.
Yeah, like that.
He's pretty much parked up there on top of the hill, and I'm trying to go hex again, and I hit this log right there and pushes it down a little bit. So I've got this fun lie with that big log sticking right in my eyeball, and just kind of pitch up to get the 3. Jonathan's got his putt for the birdie to go up, and he executes. So I'm playing from behind for the first time. He throws this one great, but it clips a tree, and he's down in the gully. And I'm throwing that soft harp, just a little bit of anhyzer, following the line the whole way down. That ends up being circle's edge shot. Jonathan has a great up, almost throws it in from way back there, which is kind of crazy. My putt just barely falls out the back, so that really stung there to hit that many chains and end up staying one stroke behind. You can see my body language. I'm not too happy. Jonathan throwing the Shadowfax on 10.
That was a great shot.
It clips a tree, but it actually ends up better than his reaction was. I'm going to try Shadowfax as well. a little bit more hyzer, and I end up on the left side. So here's Jonathan from about 40 feet. Just comes up barely short, and you can see mine coming in from about 30. Just barely hangs on. So we're back to tied on hole 11. Trying hard, but it hits that tree in the middle. Kind of embarrassing.
We'll see. Fun.
Jonathan going with a tomahawk with the P Model S. And it actually is pretty good. He's at the edge of the circle up on the hill. It didn't make it all the way down, but it might have saved him from going to the parking lot. I'm going with the harp again just to get down there and try and keep this battle close. And Jonathan's got about 35, 40-foot putt down the hill. Just barely misses that one. It is a death putt, so it's kind of hard to get your head around that one a little bit. And here's mine for par as well. 12, I'm going feedback out over the OB. It swings back. Looking pretty good, though, and I've got like a circle's edge putt at that elevated basket. Jonathan going Komodo, and he just needed to throw it a little bit more than he did. It cuts off at the edge of the circle in the front. So he's got to putt around these trees, which is not the most fun lie.
Oh.
Hits the pole, though. And I just missed the birdie putt right side, so we both take par on that one. A hole 13, I am trying out this soft harp again. Just barely missed that branch. It actually goes right over the top of the cage there. You can see it just about aces it. Both tempting fate in the good and bad way. And Jonathan tries a similar route. And though he clears the water, he's putting from the drop zone for 3. Ends up taking a 4. Here's my putt for birdie. So swings back to where I've got a 1-stroke lead here. Kind of baby this one on 14, but it's still just outside the circle on the right side. Not too bad of a shot. But Jonathan throws this beautiful shot with the shadow facts. He didn't put that in his bag. I don't know what he's doing because he threw it so well this day. Throwing up my Snoopy, making that long putt to give myself a 2-stroke lead here. And Jonathan actually misses that one, so that's a 2-stroke lead for me. Going Gould out over the OB on this side. Probably like mid-circle too. Jonathan slipped a little bit, but he still threw this shot great. He's kind of circle's edge there as well, but a little bit closer than I am. Trying to give this a medium run since it's right like 50, 60 feet, but came up a little bit short. And Jonathan's straight going for it, but just comes up short. He was ready to walk that one in. He thought he had it. So I'll pitch in my par, and he'll tap in as well. And then over to 17. Going Omen backhand. I actually need to throw that one a little bit harder than I did. It saws off and hits some stacked up logs there. So I'm playing for the par at this point. And Jonathan does a similar thing, but hits a tree. We actually spent about 20 minutes looking for that disc. It was kind of crazy. So I'm going A5 for the first time up here. Pitching up, getting that easy par. We finally found Jonathan's disc. Way over here on the left side, and he kicks that unfortunate tree. So he's down the gully trying to putt. And he just about got it there too, but he'll take a bogey. And I'm going feedback on this one, pumping it out over the road. It's a little wider than I thought I needed, but it ends up being pretty good. It's in the circle a little bit right. And then Jonathan just straight parks this sucker. One of the best shots either one of us had all day. He hits backside chains with the Komodo there. And my putt chains out on the right side. It goes a little bit past, so I take a par, and Jonathan taps in his Komodo birdie, bring the lead back to within 3. On 18, he's throwing the shadow facts again, and look at this shot. It just holds on forever. He's a little bit left side, but he just about put himself in line for an eagle here. I'm trying out the cloud breaker, and it's just not as stable as I was thinking. It rolls. out of my hand. I didn't throw it that great, but I'm pinched off way on the right side. So I just pitch out with the omen there, trying to get up and down, save the par, giving a little bit of a half run with the A5, which is more stable than I thought, but still gives me a pretty easy shot. And Jonathan just missed that one. I want to thank you guys for watching. I ended up winning that one by 2 strokes, but Jonathan gave me a great battle with a couple more fortunate kicks. It could have been real close, and it's kind of fun. We were actually both wearing those Prodigy shirts because we got them during tournaments. We were both using minis that we got during the Greg Anderson Memorial Tournament that Fly Right Disc Golf ran. And then he was using a bag that he won during a tournament as well. So we really tried to keep the tournament item theme going. It was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Merry Christmas if you celebrate, and have a Happy New Year.